Hi, everyone. They call me the governor, and I'm here with a bunch of folks who are enthusiasts about The Walking Dead and, of course, Fear the Walking Dead, which we're going to be talking about tonight, now that we've had the mid-season opener. I do want to remind everyone to go to wizardworld.com to check out their signature series. They have both horror and nostalgia signature series going on right now, so you can check those out and take part in those paid events and meet some of your favorite stars from years past and that you've seen chopped up on the big screen, because that's always fun. But all right, we are here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 8, The Door. And here with us today, we have a bunch of folks, so I'm going to go through. We have a face we haven't seen in a while, and we were supposed to see last week. Johnny, introduce yourself to the masses.
Hello, hi everyone. I am Johnny Odell. I run social media and the YouTube page and Talk Dead to Me and a bunch of stuff for Skybound on the Walking Dead side. So greetings, so glad to be back. Sorry I missed last week, but I am back. I'm excited to talk about this episode.
Awesome. Mama.
Hey guys, I'm Mama Deadhead. You can call me Sarah or Mama. I do reactions to a bunch of shows now. Fear the Walking Dead, sadly this past week, and Invincible, very excited about. And you can also find me on Cultress.
Jaz.
Hi, I'm Jaz. I do social media here at Wizard World, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all that good stuff.
And of course we have Machond. Welcome. She was here like the last minute, just sliding in at the last second.
Hey,
Talk to us.
I'm Machond. I'm a lover of all things Walking Dead. Walking Dead is the greatest show to ever grace television. And I post reactions on YouTube, and anything you would want to see about me is linked in the description of every YouTube video because I'm all over the place.
Awesome. And as I said, I'm the governor. I actually have a little show called The Governor Reacts through Fandom Spotlite, where I react to the various episodes of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, but not The World Beyond. Long story. And I do enjoy the Skybound stuff, including Invincible, which will probably go off on some tangent at some point, because someone kept on saying, watch Invincible, and I did. And now I'm hooked. But we're going to talk about Fear the Walking Dead, The Door, which featured the Dory, John Dory. One of my favorite characters. Yes. And I start us out, somebody. Because I gotta cry.
I didn't see it coming at all. I was like, she's not gonna shoot him. She's not gonna shoot him. She's not gonna shoot him. And when she shot him, I was like, they really just killed this man.
So yeah, she needs to go. She needs to go.
Well, I was like, they shot Daniel in the face, right? He can survive a little shot to the chest, you know? He's still able to swim.
When John got back on that board Titanic style, I was like, oh, maybe...
I was say that. I was like, I literally said, I'll never let go, Jack. And
never let go, John.
Laughing so hard at me. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was right there with you.
When he climbed back up, I was like, okay, yeah, like you said, Daniel got shot in the face. I was like, John can get shot in the heart and survive, right? I mean, maybe his heart's on the other side. Maybe he's one of those guys. That's not
maybe it missed it by a scooch.
Just Johnny, a scooch.
I thought the same thing, but it was right here, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure right here.
He hit something. And when he was just crawling to June on, I mean, we're just skipping to the very end of the episode. But when he's like crawling to June, I mean, it was so devastating. Honestly, I watched this episode like 4 months ago or so I've had to live with the secret for a long time, which is the worst part of the job, honestly. I mean, I like seeing it early, but it also drives me crazy to have to see that. So no, it's wild. I mean, John was probably my favorite character, so I am pretty devastated, not gonna lie.
I mean, I admit I kind of only first started watching the show because I was asked to come back to the panel. So I just kind of started to watch season 6 and got caught up. And I was just, that was one. It was pretty devastating, even though I really probably wasn't as attached to these characters as you guys have been. And even I felt that.
This episode was so good, and it made it even his death. It made it even sadder because he realized he wanted to live and he was really fighting. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
That was the worst part.
That's what
I have to say the quality of the episode. I mean, we may not like the end result. We don't like who died, but the storytelling, this episode. I mean, season 5. No offense to the Fear the Walking Dead writers for season 5. Sucked. I mean, it had its moments, but it also was like, how many infomercials you gonna make? You know, we're gonna just help people, la-di-da-di-da. You know, they wasted poor Matt there. And then season 6 has been so good, and this did not disappoint. This was like so well structured. So I was just like,
from what I've heard, I think after season 5, I think this is confirmed. There was sort of like an internal sort of like pushback from like the cast and some other folks who work on the show who were like, what are we doing? Like, can we change this up a little bit? And I think the pandemic actually helped a little bit by kind of restricting production. So you do get those anthology episodes, not anthology, but, you know, episodes only focused on a couple of characters. Because I mean, when we had the Caravan last season, it was like 40 new characters. And I was like, am I supposed to remember these people's names? When the guy like fell off the bridge, I was like, good, like we need less people. We need less people. And so it's been phenomenal this season. I think there were some writer changes. I'm not completely sure on that, but I think they changed like the DP, like a lot of things were changed. And the show is definitely, even though Garrett's gone, RIP, I mean, he's fine, but John's gone. It's still, you know, it's sad. So, but it's still a really good show. So I'm happy with where the show is at.
Well,
And I want to say, go ahead.
No, you can finish because it's a totally different topic.
Okay, I was just going to say, I do love that Morgan was like, look, John, the whole, I want to end this thing, I get it. I don't know if you saw season 3 of The Walking Dead. I get it. Like, if there's anyone to talk to John about that, it was Morgan. So there were some really good relationship moments.
You're
there.
going through the same steps that I've gone through. And
I know.
I was
Morgan's
like
great
clear.
now.
And then I was like, all life is precious and I don't care to kill anyone.
I'm like, oh God, let's not go back to that again, please.
Morgan was so far gone in the post-apocalyptic world. If Morgan can come back, I feel like a lot of people can come back.
Anybody could.
Alpha is somebody who was even farther gone than Morgan because she was in a different universe, but Morgan
He wasn't even showering. I mean,
yeah, Morgan was gone.
Now, Jaz, you had a tangent.
Yeah, so what I was going to say was, because when he was talking about the writers and everybody involved, when I was watching this and I saw like the walker stuck in the tire, I was like, why are the special effects on this show so much cooler than the original Walking Dead? Like,
whoa.
with the little flesh plop plop thing right there. It was just so much cooler.
We did get the Machond and Rick on a highway mowing down thousands of walkers.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
We've had some epic walkers.
Definitely. I think that when it comes to even World Beyond, like, well, whether the governor likes it or not, has had some amazing one-off walkers. Like, I think that just because of all the experience they got from The Walking Dead, they're able to up World Beyond and Fear in that way. Like the Beehive walker in World Beyond. Oh my God, that's insane. That's one of the most.
That shit was scary.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how it's logical. I mean, it was scary, but you know, how did all those bees crawl inside a dead guy? And
wait, so you're okay with the fact that zombies exist, but the fact that bees would choose to make that their nest, you have a problem with? Okay.
Well, one, I don't know what a zombie is.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Nature always takes over. Another walker that
people become zombies, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess they can. I thought, you know, after they go to the funeral home and get all fixed up, they wouldn't be able to because of the brain stuff. Nope, I was wrong. You got to be careful of those funeral zombies too. So who knew?
She was so funny.
Something last Sunday.
I do want to address something with Johnny. There's actually a video that I started to do, and I was going to redo about things that made no sense in The Walking Dead. And the number one thing is the zombies existing to begin with, because you have a biter there that is like shuffling back and forth and walking for years without eating anything, that takes energy. Energy takes calories. It's basically, how's it even digesting and having a metabolism? No, the biters don't make sense.
Walkers poop. We just don't see it. It's
what?
Everywhere.
They
walkers poop. Yo, they poop.
Well, I figure it goes inside their pants and all that.
It's not a good time.
Well, what's up? No, what's going on?
It's just a really high-pitched sound.
No, we might be being attacked by biters any moment.
Oh.
Me hoping it's cats.
I don't hear a sound.
I don't hear anything.
Is that your cats?
The cats are like...
Please.
Many of us here do have cats.
Our cats are apparently a little concerned, so if you can localize it, if necessary, I will kill something, because that's how I roll. Yeah, I mean, the whole premise of the show, you know, they got to eat. You need calories to have energy. You need calories to move. All these, you know, a biter stuck behind a bunch of trucks on the highway for like years, not being able to get by and still pushing against it. Eventually, it would just plop over with no energy, no danger to anybody.
And then become a beehive.
What's that?
And then become a beehive.
Right, but then it would not get up.
No, remember, there's like, I don't know how to explain it, but there is something that happens with walkers. Like a lot of times there'll be walkers and you won't know if they're dead or not. And then you throw something at it and like they just, so like, do they like sleep?
Do they
like,
hibernate?
I don't want to call it sleep, but they're not always moving all the time. They do plenty biting and eating though. They do plenty of that. That's why so many.
But how do they digest?
I mean, do they even need sleep though?
Listen,
really?
you guys just need to suspend your disbelief, all right?
Well,
We're all
exactly
too tied
it.
into this show. We all have to pretend this is all working okay. Nature intended this. Have you seen anyone on bath salts? Because you wonder how they function. So this is kind of the same thing.
I mean, this is very true that we do have to suspend a disbelief, but at the same time, we're like looking at, you know, I've already suspended my disbelief so far, and now you're going to have a bunch of bees basically colonize a biter. That doesn't make sense to me.
We got to get back on topic.
Right.
But okay. Jaz, is anyone sending stuff to
Yeah,
us?
there should be stuff in the chat.
Can we talk about Charlie? No, I was about to say
Chat.
Charlie, not Charlie. What's that little girl named Dakota? I'm still mad about Charlie killing Nick. Oh, that was my favorite.
Oh, here it is.
Yes.
character.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm mad. I
Strange.
tweeted this. I'm mad that the writers put another main character death on a little girl or young woman, whatever you want to say. Because of the online hate, I know that Alexa received, who plays Charlie, she got a ton of hate. She still gets a ton of hate. She'll be like, hey guys, got some ice cream today. And then her comments are like, F you killed Nick, you know? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
No.
People are real people.
That's not cool.
So when it happened to Zoe, who plays, it looks like Zoe hasn't had too much blowback. Thank God. She plays Dakota. But yeah, I'm just like, can we just give it to an adult guy, someone who might be able to handle it a little bit better? I mean,
Oh, come on. Eugene got chased
person.
off too. So,
He got chased off social media because
That
people
was actually
for no
that was
reason.
actually my favorite part about the episode because I could not have guessed in a million years that she's the one that killed Cameron. I never would have guessed she was the one that killed Cameron. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She was hiding her knife from him when she killed the walker, and then they found it, the little piece. I was like, this girl killed Cameron.
Now we got a few comments coming in, and I want to talk about her amazing capabilities in just a moment. But Oscuro4 says, we live. Hi, Mama in the panel. So apparently, Mama Deadhead, this is your panel now. I'm just, chopped liver. Well, I'm dead anyway. Ms. Kayla says it's a very sad episode. Deborah Ulmer says it was done well, though, and I agree 100%. Ms. Kayla said she got spoiled while scrolling through her Facebook feed. She was very mad. If I hadn't seen it already, and when I looked at the comments for the last Walking Dead reaction, there were some, dickheads in there who basically said, oh, John gets shot by Dakota and, turns into, and June has to put him down because he turns into a walker. It's like, Jesus, people.
Unfortunately, it brings some people joy to spoil people.
Yeah,
I
Johnny, did you see that on
Yep.
on all of the Skybound videos? There was one person like literally going on every single person's comment and spoiling them like that exact thing. Like each comment, like not even just commenting it on videos, commenting to other people. If I had watched on Sunday, I would have been spoiled on Monday because he came into my Invincible reaction and spoiled. So
that's a
I don't
shame. I
understand,
had to ban
people
them.
behave that way. That's not cool. Don't do it. Don't be that guy, please.
People just
Everybody watching, don't be that guy.
specifically
People-
that guy.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy. I'm sure. I had to ban a lot of people. I didn't turn off comments on Instagram last week, just because because it was just flooded with, oh my God, John Dory. And I'm just like, guys, sorry. Machond, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we talk about what it must be like to be raised by somebody like Jenny who killed your parents? And like now this little girl, Dakota, is just a walking contradiction.
Right.
Like,
And I don't.
And everything's fine, but
She's like an upgraded Ginny.
yeah, she wants to leave her sister because her sister's crazy, but then she killed Cameron for no reason, and it just doesn't make sense at all.
Oh, but
Also,
he paddled.
This is like This Is Us level casting for Dakota, though. Like Zoe, she looks just like Colby. Like they look like sisters. It's insane.
Yeah.
I agree. A couple more comments before we move on. Ms. Kayla says, hey, Mama Deadhead, and Machond, Jaz, and Johnny. Apparently, again, chopped liver. Deborah Almer says, I look for spoilers because her heart can't take stuff. Skiro 4 says, rip Daniel. I hope you mean rip John. John was Deborah's favorite character on Fear other than Morgan. The only other one was Nick. So,
For two.
Sonia Irna says, season 5 was no way as bad as season 2. Season 2 was the worst.
What was season
I think season 2 was the boat. And honestly, I thought like if you go back, like I was checking, I had to do like some recap video. If you go back for Fear the Walking Dead season 2, remember when they went to that plantation and it was kind of like a reverse Herschel where the help had like taken over? They spent an episode and a half there. Like, and I was like, how is that possible? Like if they had made that the whole, like it was so interesting. They went to the plantation, burned it down. We thought Daniel died and then they bounced and that was it. And I'm just like, what? Like, I know that everyone was kind of railing against season 2 of Walking Dead where they thought that Herschel's farm was too long, but still like we could have had like half the season at the plantation. It would have been fine.
I love season 2 of Walking Dead. That's
It was a little long on the farm.
I never liked Madison, by the way, so when she left, I didn't really care.
Whoa.
But I also don't think she's dead. So she might come back.
So Ms. Kayla says she was bad when Nick died. Nick was her favorite.
Honestly, I think I'm an outlier because I liked 1, 2, and 3, and I liked 4 and 5. But I think I took it a little bit different because obviously Morgan's one of my favorites. But I also kind of took it as a seasons 1 and 2 because of how many new people we got and how many people had been killed off. And
Of Walking Dead or Fear?
Fear.
On Fear. I've liked all of the seasons, to be honest, but
I agree with that. I actually started watching because Lenny crossed over, so I had to go hurry up and binge before he came on, and then Dwight. So when I went back and binged, I actually liked all of the Fear seasons except 5. But when they were in Mexico, they just did it for me. I loved when they were in Mexico. That was everything.
So again,
I liked
Sonia
5
says,
because we got Grace, and I love Grace and Morgan with my whole heart.
Yes.
I mean, there were some things in season 5 that were good, but so Grace was one of them. The kids, I don't know where they are now.
What happened to the kids?
Yeah,
Where are the
kids? Where are they?
Where
they
the
in a
hell
little
are these
cage?
kids? Weren't they? I think they died working that oil rig. Like
Did the kids kill
Child
her?
labor, sheesh.
they did not die in season 5. I've checked multiple times and they just aren't in season 6. And I don't know where they are.
I just assumed the kids got away because they never wanted to be with our group in the first place.
Yeah,
they
well,
just
they're probably in the Ginny Daycare Center and being
And
watched
where's
over.
Skidmark?
Yeah.
Where's Skidmark?
I think
I'm
you'll see
upset.
him. I'm trying to remember. This
Where's
season,
the
by the
dad?
way, is bonkers. I've only seen a few more episodes, but it is insane. I cannot wait for you guys to watch it.
Sonia says, I think the anthology style works so well for this show and hopes it continues. Phyllis says, and I think she also commented on my reaction, says, someone needs to make Dakota look at the flowers.
Oh,
Dakota, not the actress. I wish we could have had more winter time on The Walking Dead is from Ms. Kayla. Sonia said, but Dakota doesn't seem scared to me, like Charlie killed Nick because she was scared and messed up kid. Dakota isn't scared, she's erratic. I say psycho. Charlie knows exactly what she's doing. Ms. Kayla apologized that she didn't mention me in the beginning.
I think you added that.
No, I can only.
I have a witness.
A real thing, yeah.
Oscuro did mean to say John, not Daniel. Two more. Deborah says, my theory is Dakota is a real bad one of the sisters. She might have killed her parents instead of Jenny. That I wouldn't be surprised. And then Deborah says season 3 was her favorite, but season 6 is the best.
I will say, I don't know what you guys feel, but I do not like Dakota's motivations. I do not like her reason for killing John, that someone found out her like way of sneaking out of the camp. Like, I'm sure she could sneak out whenever she wants. Honestly, she's small. There's only a few guards. Like, I think she could figure that out. And the fact that she's like, you'll tell my mom or my sister, sorry. And then she kills him. Like
Carol in training almost.
It made no
John's
sense.
like, dude, I literally left your colony. Like, I don't care. I'm just living in my cabin, like playing Scrabble. I only got 8 letters in Scrabble, and that's,
He literally ran away. He's not going to go back and tell.
I'm not going to tell.
And she had the nerve to threaten Morgan.
Yeah, it felt like a rough draft.
And you're going to let me stay in your community, ma'am.
So
I had someone comment, and I have to totally agree with them that this death felt a lot like Sebastian killing Rick. Stupid. There's absolutely no reason to it, and that's why they did it.
Also,
Because I mean,
that's a comic reference. Spoilers.
Also, if you haven't seen me live read the comics, you need to head on over to YouTube and see how I felt about that.
Now, Dakota says she is the one who patched up Morgan, saved him from the biters, but I'm like, how? I mean, there were several biters approaching Morgan. Even if she followed along, how did she know to bring all these supplies that she was going to leave for Morgan? You know, it just seems weird. I'm not saying she wasn't there, but is it possible someone was with her and is like helped to do this?
I feel like she maybe saw it. How did she drag a grown ass man?
Yeah, exactly.
Morgan, a grown ass man. It does not make sense to me at all.
All 70 pounds of her.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. 80 if she's wet.
Like, the mystery of who saved Morgan, like it was a lot going on at the end of the episode.
Yeah, like, RIP to those fans who thought it was Madison.
Going on again.
Well, that's
I'm sorry, what, Jaz?
I was just saying, it's like what you said earlier. You just have to spin that belief measure, I guess.
Yes, suspend the disbelief, but still, they do a lot of things in both the show, in all the shows, in every show actually, where you're supposed to accept that this happened. Like, to speak back to when to Find Me with Daryl and Leah, and she's holding a gun on him, and the next thing you see is him tied up. It's like, how did she tie him up while still holding a gun on him? Come on. There's no way, unless Daryl let it happen.
Exactly.
She had the cameraman hold the gun while she tied him up.
Dog held the gun. I don't know.
It's like, yeah, she went to shoot a bite and accidentally hit a cameraman. My bad. Just, sorry.
I actually believe the theory. I don't really have a theory on who saved Morgan, but when a lot of people say Sherry, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I could believe Sherry did it, but I just don't believe Dakota, especially after what she did. I don't believe anything that come out that girl mouth. So
she did know like exactly what Morgan said on the radio. So unfortunately, I feel like it was definitely her. But we'll see. I mean, how do you guys think this is going to change June?
Well,
that's a loaded question.
The fact that this is my thing. Okay, she can feel bad. That was her husband. She was in love with him. But at the end of the day, you didn't run away with him. So you can't feel bad after what happened after he grabbed money.
Well, true. She can feel bad, and she's probably feeling guilty because she wasn't listening to what he was saying when he's like, look, I cannot stay in this situation. I'm going to lose it. We need to leave. And she's like, oh, but I got a hospital now. La, da, da, da.
Exactly. She didn't hear about that.
And
yeah, June's in that like toxic relationship with the guy who like just is like Stay for a month or so. I don't know. Maybe I'll stay. And John's like, look, I'm out of here. I'm done.
He helped bring her out of her bad place she was in.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this too already. We ranted about it whenever it first happened. We were messaging back and forth. I feel the same way. I'm like, not only did she like not pick to stay with him, but she picked the person that mentally destroyed him, which made it worse. And he would have literally carried the weight of the world on his shoulders if she was there. Like, I don't feel like he would have been in that same mindset. Like I just absolutely not. I'm pretty upset with her. And then I'm also upset with her because I've seen Virginia in other scenes in teasers, and I'm mad that she didn't just go in and kill her because there's no guards there with Virginia. Just go in and kill her. Why not?
She shouldn't have saved her when the walker bit her. I would have laughed and watched her turn.
Yeah, really? Yeah, I agree.
She chose to save her. Save her.
And the thing is, Morgan made sure to say it was Dakota that did it to John. It was your sister that did it. So June should know, if she registered that part, that, it's Dakota that's behind all this. So
does June have a walkie like Virginia does?
No, but she was there when it came out, and he said, John's hurt. It was your sister that did it to him. So
y'all are mad about like how walkers go to the bathroom. I'm mad at how these walkies stay charged. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever been on set before or anything, but it does not last a day. Like, you have to charge it constantly, like twice a day. Like,
well, that's why they're swapping out with the crew.
Days at a time, several miles.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's
that's
the thing I can't do.
I'm mad at more. See how women deal with their periods. That's what I would like to see.
We got a few more comments. Sonia says it took Ginny several hours to get to the Gulch. So how did Dakota save Morgan and then sneak all the way back to Lawton without Ginny noticing she was gone? That doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, my theory that she had someone with her, some co-conspirator who, for whatever reason, remains hidden or died. Sonia also said it doesn't make sense that she would save Morgan to kill Ginny. She could kill Ginny. She's a pretty accomplished killer on her own. I mean, Ginny just has to turn her back and then knife to the back of the head. Come on.
I think it's just like how crazy, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, none of her story makes sense, but imagine being raised by Virginia, and even if Dakota was the one that killed the parents, she's raised in an apocalyptic world by Virginia. I don't imagine that her thought process is that well anyway.
Exactly.
It's pretty unhinged.
Because I can.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know, bratty behavior kind of.
Phyllis will always be mad at June for not going away with John.
Oh yeah.
Spiro says June left a good man.
He was.
You literally married him. That wasn't even just your boyfriend. You married him. So the vows meant nothing. Okay, you got married just for fun. See.
So Sonia says, I think I have a little bit different perspective on it because she was married to a soldier, did multiple combat tours. And when you're in a world where death is always a possibility, you're always in the mental place where that person could be there 1 second and gone the next. You're ready for the possibility of death. Every goodbye is the last goodbye. So she thinks June was in that place. She was prepared for that possibility always. Yeah, but at the same time, I think if she had stuck by her man instead of, and I see a cat. We got to stop for the cat.
Say hi.
Yeah, so I do think that she bears some responsibility on that. Absolutely. She did not stick by her man. She did not obey her wedding vows. She stuck by Ginny for a hospital. She took the bribe.
And didn't even get how she got it, because last I saw, she was still in that cell too. So she's in a cell with everybody else. So like,
exactly, you're not even her right hand woman. You literally, oh my goodness.
And then she told Ginny about John's cabin.
And
what the hell was that about?
You have loyalty to the enemy and not your husband. Make it make sense.
Maybe June and Dakota should look at the flowers together. I'm just thinking.
John was down bad this whole episode. It's not funny. He was down bad this whole episode. When I was first watching it, I was like, I don't think he really want to die, because at the end of the day, if you really want to kill yourself, you're gonna do it. You're not gonna just not kill yourself because walkers keep interrupting you. So I'm like, he's thinking about it, but I don't think he really wants to do it. But yeah, and then she made his wish come true. So be careful what you wish for, folks.
True. I'd also like to go on the record and say, I don't work for AMC, so I can say this. I do not care for AMC Plus. I get it. I totally get it. But the fact, when it's especially a big character death episode, and the fact you release it a week early and you split the fandom in two, I've talked about this before on the podcast. I am not a fan. I do not like this model. I miss Sundays where everyone got to watch it at the same time. And the only people who had seen it were like me and a couple journalists and the cast, and that was it. But no. So
The internet,
I'm not a fan, guys,
because it comes out early.
I mean,
I'm just not a fan.
I get it. I appreciate it because, you know, spoiler for everyone out there who doesn't realize, I do scripting because I'm in character for my reactions. And so that gives me an opportunity to watch it without streaming at the TV, because me and Machond, if we were to watch it together, I'd probably kill it halfway between like the first act, because I want to watch it and absorb it, and then I want to react to it. So that's a second go around. So that gives me time to do that and have it out, you know, basically not too long after the episode actually airs for everyone else. So that's great for me. But yeah, it's the pricks who just spoil it for everybody that are really irritating. So I just want to be one of the journalists with Johnny that, you know, watches it early, and then I'll have my reaction done 6 months ahead.
Yes, please.
As someone whose videos almost very often go up late, I do appreciate AMC Plus. I didn't like how we had to have cable to get it, but then when they did the Amazon Prime thing, I was like, oh, $2? Let me go ahead and get that for $2.
That's a good deal.
How I watch it. Amazon Prime. Yep.
Yeah, so that's how I don't even remember how I saw it. Either it was an email, an ad, or something. I said $1.99. Yes, I'll take it.
Speaking of Amazon Prime, Invincible is streaming now. 5 episodes are live.
We'll be doing reactions to Invincible as well. So
listen, I wanted to make React compilations, and I think we will at some point. Yes, Sarah gets it. I wanted to, and Amazon's like, oh, we love that idea. Such a great idea, guys. But only thing, you cannot show any spoilers in your React compilations. And I was like, well, what the hell is the point? So I was like, no, thanks. So maybe after it's done airing, we can do that. But it's great. Go watch it. Also made by Robert Kirkman, who made The Walking Dead.
Well, when this first season is over, I'm going to probably invite a few of you guys to Fandom Spotlite for a special live stream where we talk about Invincible on Fandom Spotlite. So
I am down.
All right. Awesome.
It's so good. I'm obsessed. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, Fear the Walking Dead had me so depressed. And then I watched Invincible like the next Wednesday whenever I got it. And oh my gosh, I adore Debbie and Amber. I love them. Just want to say that.
Well, what I like
Even
is
Yoon.
No offense to Skybound, but since I don't read the comic, I have no idea anything that's happening. I don't know where the story's going, and I love it. I just love the fact that I don't know what's going to happen next. I have no expectations. So it's great.
Oh, and can I say, like,
go ahead, please.
I'm sorry.
No.
The Invincible fandom, love you guys, because I haven't, obviously I'm a part of like the Skybound community, and like we talk about comics there, and like I'm obsessed with Stillwater and whatnot, but I have not read these comics, and I went into the reactions just, clear-minded about everything, and the comments have been so sweet and nice, and nobody has even spoiled a comic event for me. Like, none of them. They're just like, oh my gosh, we're so happy to have you reacting. Like, thanks. We love the show. Like, so happy. I'm like so happy for all these people that have read this comic for years and then got a show. I can't imagine how they feel. Love to you guys. Love you guys.
I don't even know what Invincible is about. I'm going into my reactions once I do them completely blind. I don't even know what it's about. I don't even want to know what it's about.
Yes, it's so good. And if any of you on this panel need comics, hit me up afterwards. Hit me up on Twitter. I will send them to you. The ones we do have. They might have to be compendiums. I think a lot of the trades are sold out, but I got y'all.
Machond needs Invincible comics.
I got you.
Yes, same.
They can sit here pretty with all of my.
I need all the comics. But
Okay, got it.
Just
I
send me
got you
like
guys.
there'll be like a pallet lowered into my driveway. Special delivery from Johnny Odell.
Yes.
What are
All
y'all
right, so
really
back to
doing?
this episode.
See?
We got a slight glimpse of the other Psycho Charlie. Again, I have nothing against the actress for killing Nick, but the character, it's still the parallels between Dakota killing John and, Charlie killing Nick. There are some parallels. A little bit different of a situation, different motivation. Charlie's probably a little bit more justified. But we got to see her and Alicia and Dwight and Althea briefly. And apparently their hidey hole is Morgan thinks that the attack is going to come there. And it looks like it from the next episode teaser that there's going to be Virginia's going to find this whole dried up riverbed that she thinks is actually a river because she can't send people to look with their own eyes.
Can we please just say, why would it make sense to bring the enemy to where you want to build a new life? Am I the only person that didn't get that? I was
No,
like, Morgan.
you're not the only person.
I was like, Morgan, wait, what are we doing? Why do you want her to come there? Out of all the places in the entire world, let me bring her to where I want to build a new life that she doesn't even know really exists.
Yeah, with a newborn child there. So
Yeah, let her in on my secret. What? That is one thing that made me mad about the episode. That's probably the only thing that made me mad.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm mad at Morgan.
It's girl.
Well, as you guys have seen in the go ahead, Jess.
I was just saying, how sweet is it that they named the baby Morgan though? That was pretty cute.
I mean, I guess, but it is also really dumb. And as you see in the trailer, there is another lineup scene coming, which is just a straight up, let me copy your homework. Yes.
Yeah.
Another lineup scene is happening, and Ginny is the Negan. So I can't say anything else about it.
I never looked at
that's-
previews. I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Scared and excited.
He said a lineup. That is just a triggering word.
It's a
Miss Kayla,
triggering word. I know. Even if
Let's get to some comments. Miss Kayla said June was always kind of off when it came to John. Sonia says, I agree, Johnny. I would give up screeners in a heartbeat to prevent the spoilers. And Miss Kayla says, like, John really loved June, and she would always run away from John when they first met. So she kind of did it again. And Miss Kayla says she hasn't read the Invincible comic either, so she's new to this. Debbie says, yeah, it says jerks that ruin it. I like to watch earlier so I can live tweet and see the TWU Twitch channel without having to focus on the show deeply. And she also loves the Invincible show, and she'll read the comics after the show ends. So your trade paperbacks are going to see a spike right after the first season ends.
for sure.
So you'll see lots of money pouring in. I hope.
Well, if they made
What
a
else some
show and they
affiliate
covered
links?
all the comics, it would be probably like 10 seasons because I think they ended it at 140 issue 147, 148, I think. So, but hopefully, I mean, all the feedback's been great, so hopefully it gets renewed. We'll see.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think so.
It was like The Boys, because when I watched The Boys the first time, we're like, oh, let's check out the first episode. Let's check out the next episode. And I couldn't stop. we binged it all in like a day.
So good.
And same thing with Invincible. It's like, let's watch the first one. What? There's only 5? What the hell? So
This just popped in my head. Can we talk about a strategy really quick that I've always loved in the Walking Dead universe? There's no shortage of raggedy doors. We understand that. Why do we not put more doors on our vehicles? If I had $1 for every single time a walker was caught in some tires.
I totally forgot all about that. That was so awesome.
The scene that sticks out in my head the most is when they were with Aaron going back to Alexandria and they ended up driving into a herd and Machond was pulling Walker arms out of the car. And why don't we just put more things in front of cars so we can just go through walkers easily?
a battering ram, yeah.
Just a little bit better. There's no shortage of raggedy doors. Please put more doors on your cars.
So
Oh,
let's talk about that bridge scene. No,
Yes.
were you going to say something else before, or did you?
I was just gonna say if I was in a zombie apocalypse, my whatever safe zone would be like American Ninja Warrior. Like I would have, or Wipeout. I would have all sorts of like exercise balls and tires and, you know, climbing walls and stuff. It would be very difficult, you know.
You can't even get to me to even shoot me. Slip and slide everywhere.
Exactly.
Exactly. We wouldn't be unplugging the generator every, 5 minutes. But anyway.
It still hurts. That still hurts.
Too soon.
Too soon.
But that bridge scene, I mean, that was a hell of a vehicle that they put out there. That was an incredible modification. And, and it actually allowed John to work on the engine without being overwhelmed with Bitas. That was something.
He was able to flag right there, and it was just so perfect. And I'm like, why don't we do this more often? I feel like we've done it in Walking Dead maybe only once or twice.
And I mean,
they did it in All Out War, but with like metal grates or whatever. But yeah, that was
Yeah, and they have. There's lots of things that they've done. Like, why not try to build some body armor? People get bitten in the back of the legs a lot. Why don't we have some high metal boots with,
We could even be as simple as Milton and just put some duct tape on your arms and legs. You can't bite duct tape. Simple.
Yep. Or he had some like boards on there too, but it's like, Milton was a bright guy. I'm sorry I had to kill him, but things happen.
And I want to say bridges. Why? I saw the intro and I was like, oh, a bridge. Like I'm so triggered from bridges. Funny how The Walking Dead can ruin things for you. And then you cut John on a bridge.
About the water towers, and then earlier in that season, they were up in a water tower in fear, and I was like, oh, I thought about you when that whole water tower.
Just like I hated no water towers.
It's like how Final Destination 2 ruined log trucks for me. If I'm ever on the highway or on the street and there's a log. If there's a log truck in front of me, I'm out. I'll take a side road. I'm gone. I don't want to be within a mile of a log truck.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, no log truck.
Every time. Never in life will I ride behind a log truck. Literally, that's the thing in my life. Walking Dead is the reason I feel kind of weird about baseball bats. That's like the one thing for me. It's baseball bats for me.
Fair.
Yeah.
Log truck. My husband will literally drive behind log trucks just because I hate it.
Oh hell no! I'm barrel rolling out of that car if that happened to me. I'm out.
Every time I'm just like,
I'm more sensitive
I'm gonna take an Uber.
to shattered aquariums and loose glass.
I knew you were gonna say fish tank.
Oh yeah.
But I have one. I don't know if you noticed. I have one in the back of my reaction with a couple bite heads in there. That's a new one.
That.
Try to up the set dressing once in a while. We got the AUG, we got the knife, we got the bite heads, we got my buddy Herschel. Yep.
The Herschel head's my favorite.
It's pretty rad, I have to say.
It's so good. Where did you get it?
I got it at Monster Mania Con in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Okay. It was the last one they had, and I was happy to get it. And before Scott, may he rest in peace, passed, showed it to him, and he got tickled. Whenever someone showed him one of these, he was just like, "It's great, it's awesome." So, yeah,
what a guy.
Yeah, so love Scott. Someone actually complained about the Herschel head because of Scott, and I said, when he first passed, I put it away for a while because I wanted to be respectful, but I bought it back because he loved it so much, and it's kind of a way to remember him, so he will live forever in my reaction videos. So
as long as he liked it, no one else's opinion.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
He liked Herschel heads and cigars. That was him.
There you go.
I don't smoke cigars, so it's going to have to be the Herschel head. Phyllis said, can Morgan be happy with Grace and his little Megan, little Morgan, please?
Yes, I need that. Thanks.
I hope so.
I think he will because Morgan more so than, I would say I would say people like Rick and Daryl aren't one to just be for any woman, but Morgan he might even be worse than Daryl. Ever since his wife died, he's never even thought about another woman ever.
Yeah.
ever. He wanted to die. He was in a shell. He was killing everyone. Then he wasn't killing anyone. And Grace just hit different for him. I think that
this for season 5, and he was taking off his wedding ring, and I was like, oh my god, is he like Clear Morgan again? Like, why is this man taking off his wedding ring? Because I just never thought it was for the decontamination bath,
he's on the post-apocalyptic Tinder. He's like, I need to get rid of this for my pictures.
I actually like Grace. I want them to be together. I hope they don't get killed.
She's so genuine. I don't know anything actually. She's just so genuine that it worries me because her type usually is like
exactly.
She's just so
targeted
sweet.
every time because she's the sweetheart. I'm like, oh no. But I hope they keep her around.
Don't want to be the moral compass either.
Yeah.
Well,
David's a sweetheart.
The problem is with this show and with any show, you can't have if your main cast is happy and content and living life to the fullest, where's the conflict? I mean, we were freaking out about an episode where the worst trouble that Carol was having was a friggin' rat. And, watching Daryl do friggin'
don't get me started.
Don't
get me started. Not today.
Oh, no, I want to get you started. But,
yeah.
People are like, I know some people are like, oh, I like to see them not fighting for their lives. But it's like, you get too much of that, and the show goes to shit.
One episode, come on, let it go.
I like there to be a balance in the Walking Dead universe for me.
I mean, I am hoping that Grace sticks around. I hope that it's someone that Martin could come home to, but there's got to be danger. There's got to be that problem. Sonia, by the way, says she was stuck behind a log truck in the mountains when she was driving through Georgia.
Drive off the mountains.
And she pulled over for 15 minutes to get away from it.
Yeah.
Miss Kayla says that she loves Scott too. Met him once at the Wizard World Comic-Con in New Orleans. So yay for Wizard World. And he was a total sweetheart. And yes, he was.
He is.
He was a
oh
great
my gosh.
guy. And he actually came up to me at Walker Soccer Orlando. I think he actually thought I was David for a moment. Because he's like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, are you actually coming up to me, or are you coming up to who you think is David? So I actually said to him, hey, Scott, good to see you again. Like from a distance, he's like, hey, David. When he was like being walked by. I don't think he got a clear view, but he thought I was David. So,
hey, that's a good compliment. That's just an excellent cosplay.
Like I win, yes.
Well, David calls me his doppelganger, though he thinks I should lose weight, and so do I. So, we're working on that.
Great.
Yeah, all the people who say, "Oh, David Morrissey let himself go," and I'm like, "Yeah, he did. That's right, he did."
I feel it. I feel my comments when they talk crazy, so I feel it.
Yeah, so I have to say the bridge, that was a very ingenious plan for them to do that. But even though they still got the biter stuck in the wheels, that was a very juicy scene. That was some.
Gotta make it gross.
I need some drive-through now. Yum.
And speaking of the bridge, something that didn't make sense to me. So he got shot in the heart, and he was able to swim.
Yes.
In a river, in a fast river.
Well, that's why I'm saying he wasn't. It was near the heart.
Yeah, and was able to swim all the way back up and then do the Titanic thing. I was like,
well, he's a Terminator, actually.
Because when he got shot, I was like, oh yeah, he dead. He dead. That's a wrap. I know he's dead. And then I was like, wait, why is he swimming?
Am I the only one who saw the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
How is he still alive after that?
Yeah, like I didn't think it would have taken that long. How long do you think it was from the time of him getting shot to actually dying? A few minutes, maybe? I don't know.
Well, I mean, barely he didn't get shot through the heart. So, I mean.
It was probably
very
Nick's
close.
artery. He was bleeding a lot, but.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of adrenaline. And, if he's not a Terminator, because Sarah Connor Chronicles, he was a friggin' Terminator. So,
I'm still not over. John is not my favorite character in Fear, but I'm still over the shock of it. Like, I can't believe they actually killed John Dory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about my job is because I don't even have time to like process any of it. I just have to like turn it all into content, and then like I'm just sitting there on like a Sunday night after it's all over, like, God damn, they did that. Sorry.
I just knew they weren't going to kill him. I'm like, oh, people hold guns at each other all the time. She is not about to kill this man, and she
over the dumbest reason.
You're gonna give me up. He ran away.
You're gonna tell my sister. He's like, no, I'm not. I don't give a I don't care.
And now Morgan knows. So what? Is she going to kill him eventually? But no, she's going to keep him alive.
And now
I like how
reason you're breathing is to kill my sister.
Let's forget though, he's a freaking Ninja Turtle now with that bow staff. So.
Dude, that bow staff is dope. I'm glad. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm so glad that they finally gave like them iconic weapons and clothing because they did not have that before. I saw one Alicia cosplay, and I think your show, if it's a fantasy sci-fi show, if you can't cosplay it, it's a bad show. So I'm not saying Fear was bad. I'm just saying like you're in trouble if no one can come up with a cosplay or wants to cosplay your show. But now they can. So when
John Dory got some iconic stuff, and I've seen many a Morgan, but
even Strand.
I cosplayed Morgan whenever he had his gunshot wound. Yeah, I found the exact same shirt and boots and like overshirt. And I did a whole gunshot wound on my chest. And I mean, nobody knew who I was, but you know.
That's the whole thing with The Walking Dead. There was a girl who looked like Maggie, who was dressed like Maggie, came to a con, had no idea. She was not a fan of the show, but she's walking around dressed basically in like almost a screen accurate outfit of Maggie and resembles her. And she's like, why do people want pictures with me? This is weird.
Amazing, I have to say. That's great.
I never thought about it in terms of cosplay, but I agree with Johnny. Morgan's, his whole new get up, the hat, the long coat, the everything, the gloves. I love Morgan, whole new get up he got. I love it. So good.
Yeah. If you went back to Walking Dead at this point, they'd be like, oh my God, Morgan?
Come back to Walking Dead, please.
Are you good?
I also love
I've never been more clear.
There you go.
Clear shirt. I love that his weapon has had like an evolution too. Like he got it and it was just a normal staff, and then everything went down. Yep. He turned it into a point, and then now it's this monstrosity now.
It's like a video game weapon.
Yeah.
Yes, it's evolved with him. I love it. I feel like the most iconic but super basic, but you know exactly what it is. Obviously, Daryl in the vest and all the other shit, not really showing. But when you see that yellow collared shirt, that yellow, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you see that yellow, something so simple. When you see a yellow collared shirt with some jeans and some boots, that's just crap.
Well, it looks like we are just about out of time. So if you want to give some final thoughts and shameless plugs, I know Johnny, you want to give some, so I'm going to do you towards the end. Machond, why don't you give some final thoughts and shameless plugs for yourself?
Hit me up on patreon.com/Machond Reacts for all of the goodness. All of the goodness. Movies,
all right.
All of the things, everything you could possibly think of is over there.
Jazz?
Yeah, you can find me here at Wizard World, or you can even find me on my own account, Jazzy Diva with 3 Z's. And yeah, just when it comes to the actors, don't be rude to them because of characters they play, please.
100% agree. Mama?
You can find me at Mama Deadhead on pretty much any social media platform. I also write for Culturist, which is women in popular culture. And please go watch Invincible because it's phenomenal. And Steven is in it. And what more could you want than Steven as a leading man in a phenomenal series?
And his eyes in the right spot.
All I had to hear was Steven for me to be ready to watch it.
Exactly. That's like, okay, I'm going to go watch that now. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, Johnny.
All right. Like they said, watch Invincible. Also, today we announced Skybound X, a 5-issue mega series coming out this July where Clementine from the Telltale games is going to be in a comic book. Rick Grimes, they're going to explore this alien storyline that was a joke in issue 75. It is now going to be a full-fledged comic. Just one issue, but it's going to be great. He's going to have a lightsaber. I'm not sure if I can say lightsaber, but he will have a sword that looks like one.
Like
A laser
It's going
sword.
to be,
Yeah.
it's going to be very cool. Fear the Walking Dead. Even if you are upset about John being not here anymore, as I am, the season is still amazing. It is still worth watching. So if you're questioning, should I keep watching even though he's gone? Yes, you should. And also make sure to subscribe to Machond's and Mama Deadhead's YouTube channels. They are so hilarious. They're so awesome. And make sure you watch them. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, do all those things because they are great creators.
All right, awesome. Yeah, he had a lot to say. And of course,
I'm sorry.
And of course, don't subscribe to mine because he doesn't want you to subscribe to Fandom Spotlight.
Oh yeah, Phantom Spotlight as well. Well, I'm just trying to keep the joke alive that people keep forgetting you. So,
you die in season 4, and this is what you get.
I'm just saying. I mean, you got to stay alive, man.
People do love you though, because if you read the comments in the Skybound comps, it's always a quote of you.
Yeah.
Several times in the comments, always.
I read through and I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then I see
Dan
someone spoil
Fogler
something.
approved.
Yeah, though he thinks I'm Hank Hill from King of the Hill, and
That's okay.
but yeah, I could be Hank. Bobby. Yeah, we could do that too. Hank Hill reacts to The Walking Dead: The World Beyond. How's that? We could
I would love
do
to
that.
do that.
I
Hank
need to
Hill.
go watch World Beyond. Even though them kids get on my nerves, it's a good show.
I watch it. I just don't react to
Okay.
it. I got too much else to do. Speaking of which, go to fandomspotlight.com to check out. We have awesome writers who have all kinds of awesome articles about fandom and pop culture and makeup in fandom. And, we have movie reviews and stuff like that. And if you go to the Fandom Spotlight channel on YouTube, we have The Governor Reacts. We have interviews with actors and authors. We just had Jay Bonansinga not too long ago. Great author, very associated with Walking Dead. We had Gary Chalk, who is the voice of Optimus Primal. We've got all kinds of stuff. And we're going to be doing a lot of live streams. You can actually sign up right now to be a guest on our live stream to talk about Mortal Kombat, the new movie coming out. And we have a number of other things coming up, reactions to shows and different panels. And we're going to do a panel about Invincible. It's on the schedule now. As soon as the season ends, we're going to do a season wrap-up panel. And everyone here is invited. So it'll be a reunion.
Yay.
So yeah, Fandom Spotlight. And of course, go to Wizard World, our great host who has, been very supportive in doing these panels for us. And they have their signature series of panels. Go to wizardworld.com. Everybody keep on watching Fear. Keep on watching Walking Dead when that comes back in August. Up to you on The World Beyond. No, you should probably watch that too. And from all of us here, have fun. And Governor and this crew, out.